Hey, everybody.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to SBR Sports Picks. Hashtag Ask SBR. We are the odds couple.
Introduction song. What would it be?
I don't know. I had one pulled up there.
What would you like?
It was
what would be a good intro song?
The Godzilla theme song.
Down, 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 down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had it queued up, but I actually closed it.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, no. We are the odds couple. This is the live show that we do every day at 10:30 Eastern time. Today is March 2nd. Of course, we've got a big slate of college basketball games.
Yes.
Some of the minor conference tournaments have
Can I
started.
tell them what happened?
Sure.
Pete only got to bust down 50% of it, and he's depressed about that.
Well, I'm just kind of like I've started to, and just in between our last show and this one, I crunched about 3 or 4 other games and saw one that I'm kind of liking, which is Texas
Just
State.
not enough hours in the day.
Yeah, that's correct. And also, my genetics make me need a lot of sleep, which is something I'm not happy about.
But look, I have to throw this out there because I failed to do this on our college basketball show, and well deserved. Great call on Wake Forest.
Yeah, I got
not only St. Louis, but Wake Forest.
That counts as a no balls play. I got to get more balls with plays like that. I'm gonna start getting more balls, and next year I think I might
balls,
have.
Guess what? I was at the casino yesterday meeting with Alex, the marketing guy. All right, every hour from 2 to 8 now, on the hour, they're bringing out a new tray of appetizers. And yesterday they have these new things called yuca balls. I'm not kidding, bro. Deep fried, no grease, and they dip it in a barbecue sauce, and it's free. They just walk around and hand them to you. Wow. I had 2 of them. I'm not exaggerating. It was. Yeah, I was
at the Sheraton Hotel.
I was in heaven.
All right.
Which we're doing the Q&A today. Lunch is on the house, by the way, today. We're going to the Sheraton
we're going there.
to do the Q&A with Matty Ice.
Okay.
Are you in?
Yeah.
Are you in?
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
Had to throw that out there, guys. Update on that.
All right.
To Ernesto and everybody.
All right. So let's look at some of these lines. SMU, of course, we know 18-5 against the spread. The poor man's Gonzaga. I don't know, 16 or 16 and a half is I mean, at some point, the line's going to start to catch up. Tulsa's not a terrible team. They're giving them they're just throwing points at these teams now, right? 16 or 16 and a half. That's kind of a lot of points. And then Cincinnati coming off of a little bit of a loss they're not too happy about.
Houston's got some firepower,
Houston is a talented team, and they're getting, they're throwing some points at them as well. Plus,
I want to talk about something. We did a video with the seeding projections, and Cincinnati was one team, Pete. I think we both agreed. That's one that could get knocked out early, and that's one in a conference tournament or even in a game like this. There's something about that team that I'm just not sold that they know how to close the deal.
Sure.
And
well, 2 years ago, I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago, they were a 5 seed that got knocked off by a 12 seed Harvard and in the tournament. So yeah, Cincinnati is definitely, and those teams that have strong defense but questionable offense like Cincinnati, like Virginia, they are the teams that can be vulnerable to because if the offense disappears, all of a sudden.
Speaking of which, we have to bring this up because you have to learn as you go and you grow as you go as well, win or lose. All right, this UCLA team's getting dangerous, guys. I had them on a first half.
That was a great call.
And then I had them on the full game minus 21 and a half. Here's the deal. Do you understand the last 5 games? Their 3-point defense has held the opponent to 24%.
And I mentioned that about 3 or 4 games ago when they finally had a good defensive performance, and I was like, man, if these guys start playing defense, they're going to start being a dangerous pick even in the tournament and everything. So
here's the inside information that I find with momentum and emotion. There's one thing that bugs me about this team. Matty Ice has brought this name up several times, and now it's getting in the media, and it's going to be a distraction at some point. They're going to need to cut it loose. It could be a cancer. Lonzo Ball, who's a great talent, right? His father is absolutely acting like his agent, is now insisting. He's the one that said he's going to play for the Lakers, right? He's also the one now that says he will get a shoe deal like Jordan. He's going to have his own brand, and that's the way we're going to do it. That attention, that pressure.
Shoe deals is going to get a better
exactly. But who in the hell does this guy think he is? That poor kid's had this pressure on him his whole freaking life. Right? Steve Alford, who knows about dynamics of a father and a son because his son's a point guard, Bryce Alford, who's lighting it up. He's going to have to corral this one in and maybe cut that guy off, get him the hell out of there.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Hey,
on
that's
the one hand,
into this.
Look, keeping your mind on your money and your money on your mind is something that is something that I absolutely applaud. But you're absolutely right. When you put that much pressure on a young kid, we see what happens. And sometimes then they come up to you with a shotgun and they're like, "Hey, Dad, good morning," and the dad's like, "What's going on here?" And then all of a sudden, you can't do that because
remember that Bob Geldof song? Remember that? Tell me why I don't like Mondays. Remember when literally a dude shot everyone down at a bus stop? That could be the one. Pistol Pete, that look was freaky. Check this out, though. Guys, we got to wrap this and pull it into this. This is what I'm getting at. We're all about the betting angle, the betting edge to help our viewers, right? Free tool here. Here's where I think this is concerning. Lonzo Ball is now, all right, he's going to pressure on himself because his father, as you go into the tournament, your dad just made this statement 2 days ago about the frickin' shoes. Are you kidding me? Now, this poor kid who's had this pressure his whole life is probably going to go out and make some mental mistakes, and I'm telling you that could hurt them going forward. So be careful of large spread.
Yeah,
right? Come on,
Mike Brenner. Yeah, good points. Definitely good points. Let's give a quick shout out to Joaquin Hill. Says he loves us all and wants a shout out. Joaquin Hill watches and comments every day. Thanks so much.
You start telling me those names, I'm going to write them down because they're going to get them shout outs.
Joaquin Hill, baby.
Joaquin Hill.
I'm going to go ahead and ask it. Chris Carr.
Yeah. Chris Carr.
Yes, on Facebook. I took Minnesota -8 overnight.
Woo!
Looks like the number is moving against me.
It's okay, buddy. It's moving. It's moving against us because I'm on your side. Check out our video for college basketball. And, buddy, I got news for you. This movement does not scare me at all. I think talent-wise and Pitino, if I'm correct, Pete, there have been an ATS cashing machine last 7.
Who, Minnesota?
Yes.
Yeah, they covered 6 out of the last 7.
6 out of the last 7. Don't worry about that move.
Also, Nebraska was also the team on the road that took money against Michigan State. They opened at +6 on the road at Michigan State. Mike Brenner gave Michigan State. The line closed at like 4, which is a pretty big move. And
didn't affect us.
Easy
and they
cover.
pounded them by 20.
Margin cover by Michigan
Great
State.
question. And guess what? You and I are on that same team. So the same way Michigan State found the weakness in Nebraska, and it turned out to be the line was way off, I feel the same with this. So trust me on this. Momentum plays into this, and you have a Pitino coach. And anytime there's a Pitino coach, and by God, good stuff's going to happen.
Minnesota's a pretty strong team defensively and a pretty complete team.
It's March
Madness.
It's freaking March Madness. I love it. I love it. Look at Dennis. He don't know what to do. He's writing shit on walls. He's walking around like a wild man.
All right. So what else do we have for today? A lot of
absolutely.
Yeah, a lot of well, should we share the one play that we both like? Mike Brenner and I.
There is one play that we like. Okay.
2 days ago, Mike Brenner and I both liked Maryland on the first half. That one cashed. And yesterday, Mike Brenner and I both independently liked Richmond. That one cashed. And today, Mike Brenner and I again both independently like a pick here. Should we share it or what? Let's share it. I think
absolutely.
Let's share it. It is UTSA. We got -1. It's now up to 1.5. I bet it -1 in the overnight. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of obvious ATS, basic trends. Charlotte's been terrible ATS on the road. UTSA, great ATS at home. Charlotte's been terrible ATS recently. UTSA, great ATS recently. So, and I looked into it, didn't see any injury issues or any reasons why UTSA wouldn't be a good player. So I took it. And
you know what, Pete? I mean this yesterday with the Vermont game. And again, we're just going over, reviewing. Doesn't matter win or lose. Right? When you had mentioned that you were thinking about going on them. All right. That one player that was missing. All right. They went emotion. The first game without him, they all stepped up emotion-wise, and you have a good call on this. After that, it faded. I felt that would continue. And I went deep into this. The line's obviously a lot smaller, but UTSA early, I love it. First half, I really feel like it's
another thing is that with those minor teams, like Maine was obviously at the bottom of that division conference. A lot of times when teams like that lose their top scorer, they lose everything. Whereas like if a team like Kentucky loses their top scorer, it's not a big
and they throw the talent. That's the epitome
because they're
of
just not as deep.
talent.
Or even if a team like like Houston loses their top scorer, they can do or Creighton, which we've seen. But when a team like Maine loses their top scorer, then all of a sudden you've got a serious hole. So
hey, speaking of serious, Maddie, we need to clean up in aisle 7. Xavier, this team is an absolute dumpster fire. They've lost 7 in a row. What's going on with Xavier? I'm going to ask our viewers your thoughts on Xavier this year.
Is it 7 or 6 in a row? I think it might be 6 in a row.
6, okay, but still, what's going on, Pete? That doesn't happen.
I thought if there was a spot where they were going to win, it would be yesterday, and that wasn't the case. So
glad we stayed off of that one.
Yep. It was they have definitely.
Any more questions?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Probably would help if I talk in the microphone.
There you go.
I still want to talk about Chris Collins' interview I recruited this morning from Northwestern after that.
Oh, hey, I got killed yesterday on a bad beat, right? I got killed on a bad beat. It looked like a Hail Mary. I didn't know they had Hail Marys in college basketball, but like the Chris Collins, here's the deal. When's the last time you saw a Northwestern quarterback throw an accurate pass like that with a receiver that was right there? My God, that was unbelievable.
So I don't know if
before the ball came through the net, they stormed the court. Yeah, it was amazing.
That was another pick that I was leaning towards that I didn't take. So I guess with Xavier and Northwestern, I would have broken even. But I'm wondering if, I guess in retrospect, the Northwestern game was a coin flip. I guess, yeah.
Yeah, it was a coin flip.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. What else? What else do we have here?
Hey, you know that
Wisconsin?
basketball video that we did?
Yeah.
It's up,
Yeah.
just so you know.
It's
You got to check that out. And SBR odds to do the line
Mhm.
shopping. So guys, you got to use these tools at SBR. We talk about hashtag Ask SBR every day, and can't say it enough. All right, it's absolutely free. You got nothing to lose, but you got everything to gain. And the promo page, they got some good promos right now. But Pete, that basketball video of Rutgers Park here, Upper West Side Slim.
Rucker Park. Ray for Alston. Skip to my Lou. That was his.
Unbelievable. You're amazing.
That's right.
That in one show.
But what was the profound statement that came out of that video about me and you? What is it?
What is that? You lack now. I have knowledge of self, and apparently you lack this. So,
I love it.
exactly.
That's our new hashtag.
Knowledge of self, and a lot of times, if you lack knowledge of self, you will also not be successful in sports betting. So yes, very important, right?
And you won't be depressed if you only get to crunch 50% of a slate.
Wise words. All right,
good stuff.
We got the Metro America, the MAAC tournament. That's starting today. That's an interesting one. I thought I might see some value, but I didn't see anything. We got the OVC. That's a good one. And Mike Brenner, I nailed both of my OVC picks yesterday. You saw that, right?
Yes, you did.
Well, I said both of the dogs I liked, and both of them did cover. So, yeah, I was hoping to find something in the MAAC today, but I didn't.
There's one team yesterday we got to learn from as well.
What's that?
That burned us, two of them actually. SEC teams, both of them. Ole Miss.
Oh, yeah.
Totally did not show up. And look at Arkansas with all that momentum. Florida just really separated themselves early and covered and stayed comfortable. It wasn't even really close.
That one was close.
It was close.
It was an 11-point spread. They won by 13.
But I know, I'm talking about it was never like Arkansas was down by 1. They never pulled in close as far as 18, straight up wise. But we live and we learn. We move forward. Florida, guess what? That team's for real.
Yes,
sure. Great job.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not totally convinced that was a terrible pick.
No, it wasn't terrible. I'm just wondering why they didn't bring it and show up at that particular time. It's maybe Florida's just that good.
Here's one that's interesting. UCF and South Florida. This is one of these rivalry games where there's a big underdog. It makes sense that South Florida would be that big of a dog, but UCF is coming off of a big win over Cincinnati, and South Florida might be gearing up for this one. Now, do they have the talent to hang within single digits? I don't know, but that's an interesting line there. I would be.
Well, one of my Twitter followers said, and it's on my desk back there, he thought this is a perfect letdown spot for them because of the big win. They didn't expect to get that win, Pete. And you know what? South Florida got nothing to lose, so they might be sitting back quiet.
Then again, UCF has that 7'6" guy.
I know. That guy is amazing.
There's no letdown with height.
No,
if you're 7'6", you're 7'6"
he's going to pull a Will Chamberlain and get 100 points and 50 rebounds.
So,
and they lost that game. That was in the 70s.
I would still lean South Florida.
I wouldn't either.
Go for the
7'6".
Yeah.
What the hell?
I would still lean South Florida, but
you better not lean too far. He'll fucking fall down. He's 7'6".
All right. What else? What else do we have?
A mucho questions.
All right.
Big time. Come on, hit us.
UCLA, are they Sweet 16 out?
You know what? After last night, I think absolutely. Absolutely.
Maybe
again, one factor. Lonzo Ball's father. They better nip that in the bud, as Barney Fife would say. Nip it, Andy.
Too late.
Okay.
Minnesota line movement.
We just talked about that.
Plus 8.5.
We already talked about it.
I would. That's a tough one. I would lean Houston, but I'm not going to bet it because Cincinnati is in a bounce back time. Cincinnati does have the offense this year to get. They have a much better offense this year than in years past. They were a lot like Virginia, and so I don't know.
Oh yeah, we should once in a while. He brought it in. I know.
Some guy asking about Quinnipiac.
Remind me of that movie with the guy that played in Maxwell Smart. Yeah. Who's his name though? He's a Carucci, Steve Carell.
Steve Carell.
Yeah, you remind you, we're walking around with that damn stick.
Some guys asking about Quinnipiac in the MAAC tournament. That's a tough one that I
look at this guy.
Yeah,
it could be a naked, beautiful Costa Rican woman walking by right now. Pistol Pete would be fucking broken down, Stony Brook, and won't even look up. But
that's a tough. Quinnipiac did beat Niagara twice this year, and a lot of times when you have a team that beat them twice this year, I do look for them to win for a third time. In this spot, though, both teams have been bad, and when both teams are bad, that's what I'm usually looking for. The team that lost twice to come back. So this is a pass for me. Feels like a coin flip as of right now. If I had to lean, though, I would take Niagara. I would lean for revenge. Yeah, and the line is actually now 1.5. Actually, it's up. But Yeah.
Bottom line.
Well, I mean, they've both been so bad, ATS recently, and Quinnipiac is so, you know, it's a coin flip.
Okay, not to throw you for a loop before the next question, because this is real. I referred to Dennis at home last night to get the proper spelling and the proper pronunciation of the word, of the name of the girl that does want to go out on a date. Can we do it during March Madness, or is that really going to throw you for a loop? Because if we are, we need to do it soon. If not, let me know so I can tell her. What's the name of the girl? How do you pronounce it? Yeah, that.
Yeah. Okay, so another guy's asking about Quinnipiac. We just answered that. NC Asheville Campbell, I have no opinion on, and Radford Liberty though I am on Radford. Sorry, plus I took them +5 on the overnight line. Radford. Now it's down to a 4.5.
How's that school?
Yeah, Radford is in I forgot actually.
What the hell?
Yeah, Radford is. I took Radford at +5. Now it's down to 4.5. Let's see if it's moved us since then. I can't find so many games today. It's impossible to find the. Let's see.
You can't stop them.
Yeah,
you can only hope to contain them.
Now it's down to 4. So yeah, yes, I'm on Radford. I took them at 5.
Jesus, I forgot what happened.
And I gave it as an official pick in the show that we did at 4.5, and now it's down to 4. So that line is obviously heading down. So yeah, this reminds me of the game that Jacksonville recently played, where they were a 5-point favorite, and I took the dog on that one, and they wound up winning but not covering. So
hey, shout out to Judge Joe, by the way. He's excited. His plane tickets are all ready to go. He keeps getting closer, and always he says to say hello. And wanted to throw that out.
Here's some interesting line move, which again, line moves at this point, small line move, but ODU taking some money. UTEP has covered 11.5. But
hey, we broke that down with Jumpin' Joe Gavassi. You know, yesterday was the first time. Pete's been doing videos for a long time. The first time, and Dennis will absolutely.
Wow, UTSA's up to 2. Maybe people are betting it while we're talking.
Well, it's okay.
It's possible.
But it was the first time he called Joe Gavassi Jumpin' Joe. Pistol people refer to him as Jumpin' Joe Gavassi.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So
Pete, what's the movement on the where is it?
Tilt that computer screen a little bit so you can see how beautiful.
Is there any movement on the, let's see, SMU Tulsa game or Colorado?
On SMU Tulsa, no, that line hasn't moved at all. I mean, on the opening, it went down a tick, but it's 16.5, not moving at all.
Colorado was sitting at -4.5 at Heritage. I don't know if that's still available.
4.5. Let's see, Colorado.
Oh, it's huge.
No, Colorado, that line hasn't moved at all. 4.5, few places. Most places
tune into the
5.
odds couple showing, guys. Also, we can't say it enough. You know, go to the odds page. You got to check it out. Line shopping is everything, and there's some really. This is that time also, Matty. You want to set up your dashboard. You got baseball coming. You're going to want to go to different books, get that baseball edge. All right. So make sure you take advantage of those tools.
That's one of my favorite aspects of our thing, because you can set the books you like. I can set it for what time next time.
You get excited when baseball comes. Matty's all fired up. There's those daytime games. And here's the good thing. Soon you're going to have baseball and also some early basketball games. We're going to be getting, you know, gifts all along the way, baby. Love it.
All right, fading Wisconsin.
Yes, I am.
Fading Wisconsin.
I certainly am.
Yeah, who are they playing? That's a game that I didn't have time to crunch.
I think it's in general.
They're at home against Iowa.
I was getting 11 if I'm correct.
12.5.
That's a hell of a
12.5.
That jumped from 11 to 12.5.
Yep. It was.
Is there an injury? Because that's not.
No. I don't think that would be. That would just be money. You know.
You know what? Here's my question. All right, this is the same team that Bo Ryan walked out halfway through the year. This is the same team that lost the majority of their starters. This is a team that had some decent signature wins on a soft schedule, and I think it's a little overranked. Isn't 11 enough? I mean, 12.5 too much to give any fucking Iowa team, no matter what kind of year they're having?
You might be right. I haven't looked into that game, but you might be right.
My God, I'm writing that one down.
Yeah.
I mean, crying out loud, that's the same place they used to play with a corn basket against the damn telephone pole.
Why is Western Kentucky given 11?
Ooh, good question
saying there. That's too high.
Suspicious.
That was one of my picks. Actually, I'm on Western Kentucky.
He got a little defensive there.
No.
Personal.
I didn't. I just wanted to know which side they were leaning towards. North Texas very blowoutable, and
he goes, "Hey, you idiot!" Remember that?
Oh, that was so funny. By the way, you left an amazing comment on our YouTube channel last night, Peter. So.
Oh yeah, no, I commented. Dude, you should read my comments are fucking.
I gotta get back on. I just don't have time.
All over the internet. My comments are kind of good. I once tweeted something to Donald Trump that got a lot of appreciation.
I got into a tweet war with that guy that played for the Atlanta Falcons with his freaking wife. She started beating me up. Long story.
But anyway, let's see.
Indiana State.
Ooh, Sycamores,
Oh,
baby.
gosh, they're playing against Evansville. I looked into that one pretty deep. I'm like, there's got to be an edge
I'm going to
here.
suggest something on that one for real.
My initial lean was Evansville, but then I looked into it. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it. Both times they played this year were very, very close, within 2 points.
God,
I would lean Evansville though, but because Indiana State, just after they beat Butler, they just kind of collapsed.
You know what though? It's March Madness. I'm a fan. My mind drifts back. The Indiana State Sycamores playing Michigan State Spartans, and it was Johnson against Bird back in the day.
Oh, that's big.
Oh, buddy, those were the days. Pistol Pete, you don't remember that.
So I'm leaning Evansville at 1.5 or 1.
He's just leaning.
But I'm probably not going to pull the trigger on it. But yeah,
pull that trigger, Pistol.
I mean, Evansville, they lost 3 in a row recently.
You're gonna run
ATS.
out of ammunition, March Madness here. You're gonna have enough fucking bullets in that gun.
Evansville lost 3 in a row ATS recently, but before that they had won 5 in a row. And again, Indiana State has just been kind of sluggish since beating Butler. So I would lean Evansville.
Okay. Next question. I got to shoot the puck.
Before I get into that, just thinking about the YouTube comments that people are talking about. Our YouTube comment page is sort of like a mini forum. Some amazing stuff in there.
All right, cool. Yeah, turn me on to that.
And there's guys that actually post long form,
cool,
almost like a half an article worth of information.
Man, I love it. Let's do it. Send me on to that. Yep.
All right, SMU first half.
Yeah, yep, I'm on it. Guess what, guys? I'll go ahead and let the cat out of the bag. Check out the Odds Couple show, though, for the breakdowns. I like that, Maddie. I got it at -9.5, and you know what? I'm not worried about that number. SMU, I think, is really been undervalued. Pistol Pete calls them what do they call
the poor man's Gonzaga.
The poor man's Gonzaga. I love it. And Ross Benjamin also has a good feel for them. He's not a first half guy, but he said he wouldn't talk Renner off the ledge. I locked it in at -9.5, and I'm feeling like that's going to be a casher. Tulsa's got nothing to play for, and they can prove it.
All right, we shall see. Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
What else do we got? We have the NBA Odds Couple show we're going to be filming.
That's a fun question, I think, so I have to ask.
Yeah, I mean, I did look into that. It's kind of a high number. We got some commenters saying that they love Asheville tonight. I can certainly understand that. It's the line is headed down though. I believe it was 12.5 now. It's
concerning, Pete.
I don't know. I'm not touching it.
I don't see a big sleep night for you tonight. Something tells me you're going to be just
I don't know.
in crunch.
They lost by 13 in the last game they played, so the line might be right on. But some people saying Asheville's a great pick, and I don't know.
Can we get an answer to the other question?
What's that?
Will you still do the date in March?
The date,
girl.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, you heard it.
As long as we get some good videos out of it.
Yeah, we will.
All
right, be that. Yeah. All right, done deal, guys. Glad you answered the question.
First up, Luciano pointed out we got early baseball today, so
bam,
short day.
Yeah, things are happening. And also, again, #AskSBR, guys. Freeze cool and it's sharp. And you know what else is cool? The conflict resolution. There's 2 times now where I've had situations, I've referred them to them, and you know what? They took care of it in a minute. And we had Danny B had something on the forum, and our main guy for the forum absolutely took care of that within minutes. So
within the confines of these rooms that we have conversation in these videos, you sort of lose focus of what that company actually does, and that helps you guys out when you have problems with your sports books. So I get emails and messages all the time.
People ought to embrace that this is an ally. This is somebody that's on your side, just trying to help you out, and it's absolutely free.
All right. So let's do our top picks of the day.
Here we go. I'm giving one, buddy.
All right, what's yours?
Mine's first half UTSA. I love it, Pete. I love that first half. Got it at -0.5 point.
All right, I'll give UTSA on the full game. It's now -1.5. Just Bet still has 1, but I'll give UTSA -1.5.
Double down on that one, buddy. Bam.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Special request. Robert needs one more to fill out this.
What does he need?
One more.
One more game. He's already.
Oh gosh.
I have one.
So
I'll confidently
pressure,
give him. No, come on, Pete. I don't like to hear that question. I'm going to give one. I think this is going to be a casher, so I'm going to share it with him.
Okay.
All right. You go ahead and jump all over Minnesota on that full game, and don't worry about that line movement down. That'll wrap it up on the full game.
All right, boys, thank you for coming out. Don't forget, we got Q&A today. We're doing it at the casino
Sheraton.
now,
That's
so
going to be fun.
All of this together.
Yeah.
And we'll be answering all your questions. Do a little more NBA.
Good stuff. And also check out the video. Pistol Pete and I, Upper West Side Slim outside, taking me to school at Rutgers Park.
All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll probably be back tomorrow.